Hey guys, it's Eddie here from Delete Property. Today I want to do a quick video. This video is about why I wouldn't buy house and land packages or properties that are off the plan, OTP. Why I wouldn't do that, and basically the reason why I'm doing this video is because I had someone that emailed me a question, why don't you like off the plan properties, why do you hate them so much, etc. And I've spoke to hundreds of people and I've shared my thoughts and opinions, and this all just comes from my own experience with building my own portfolio. And I'm at 14 properties at the moment, and I just turned 27, and I want to build my portfolio to 20, 30, 40, 50 plus properties. And so this is just from my experience. I'm not saying I'm right, I know everything. I'm just saying from my own experience, this is why I would not buy house and land packages. And a few reasons are, if you're looking to build a portfolio and invest in property, like I've done, and you want to create a passive income, you want to build wealth, create equity, become a millionaire, and be able to put yourself in a position, might not be right away, might be 5 years, might be 7 years, might be 10 years. But if you want to put yourself in a much better position in the future, that's what I did. And I grew up in a housing commission, grew up with no money, no one in my family ever owned a property at all. That's what I wanted to do. If you're looking to do the same thing, why I would not buy house and land packages is for these reasons. And I'm going to try to keep them very plain and simple. Reason one. The first reason is because 99% of them are overpriced. They're overpriced. So I'm going to write that down. Overpriced. What do I mean by overpriced? What basically happens when a developer buys a big block of land, or a block of land puts a unit development and sells off the plan, most of the time they're much higher priced as opposed to established properties. So say, for example, a house and land package. Say you're looking in Brisbane as an example. I know areas of Brisbane that they're selling house and land packages for $500,000, or terrace townhouses for $450,000, $500,000. I also know that they might only be on 300 square metre blocks, a bit smaller nowadays, etc. But in the neighbouring suburb, might not be new house compared to the new one you're buying, but what I've learned, it's not about looking fancy, it's not about having a nice fancy property that you can show your friends and think you're cool and all that. It's about making money at the end of the day. And that's what's worked for me, and this is why I'm sharing this video. So compared to those properties that are say 500,000 off house and land packages in Brisbane, and there's some in Sydney, Melbourne, etc., some for different prices, but the next suburb over, you can buy a property for like 300,000, a house and land on like a 600 square metre block. It might not be as nice as the new one, but think logically, 300 square metre new property, nice and fancy, or older property, double the size of the land and block, but that's 500, this is 300,000. This probably rents out for $350, $400 a week. This is 500,000, it probably rents out for $480. You know what I mean? That's basic, plain and simple. I cannot try to make it any more simple than that. You pay a premium when you buy brand new house and land packages. It's just plain and simple. The developer, the person that's recommending you these nice fancy properties, and they usually come into your nice suit and introduce themselves from something, whatever it is, company, and they're basically like a glorified marketing company. They're saying, look at these nice brochures. Sometimes even mortgage brokers recommend them as well, because they get paid on average $50,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to sell you this crap, which is just basically overpriced property that's going to sit there for a long period of time before it actually starts going up. It's like kind of a lot of the off the plan properties, and I'm not saying all of them, I'm just saying my experience. And even now in Sydney right now, as of this video, it's 2018, I know people that they're going to buy units out in like 45 minutes out of Sydney, so like Penrith, western suburbs and all that kind of stuff. They're buying 2-bedroom units off the plan for 600,000. It's absolutely ludicrous, and they're renting, those properties rent for like 450. They're paying 600,000 for them off the plan because they look nice. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Jumping back to it, so the first reason, overpriced, is just plain and simple, overpriced. The second reason is because When you buy a property that's off the plan or a house and land package, usually they position in the market, say if it's $500,000 off the plan, a unit or a house, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, whatever. The rental yield, it's always going to be less. It's always going to be about a 4% yield, 4.5%, maybe a 5%, possibly even a 3% yield, which is just absolutely rubbish if you're looking to build a sustainable portfolio. So rental yield is another one. Those are the two pretty much biggest reasons why I wouldn't buy them. Because when you sacrifice on rental yield, instead of buying established properties where if it's a house, you might get a yield of 5%, 6% in the right area. If it's a unit townhouse, you might, in the right area, the right market cycle, you might get a unit that rents, or a townhouse that has a 7 or 8% rental yield in a metro area. But off the plan, just rubbish rental yields. Sacrificing on that, it's basically how a lot of people get stuck. If you say you buy a property for $400,000 and it rents out for $350,000, the problem I have with that is if you're looking to build a portfolio, as we spoke about, in terms of finance, you get stuck with finance because the bank's not stupid. It's basic, simple math. If you have a property and it only rents out for $400 a week and you bought it for, say, $500,000, the expenses, the council rates, the water rates, the management fees, the insurance, it does not add up. You want to buy properties that take care of themselves, basically. It's okay if they're a little bit negative, but if they're neutrally geared, so after all the expenses, they look after themselves, then it's okay to buy it. But other than that, I wouldn't be buying these properties. If you're looking to build a sustainable portfolio and actually become actual investor, property investor, there's a statistic, and it's a true statistic, that if you check out on Google, what's the percentage of property investors that have 6 or more properties? The statistic is like 0.001%. It's absolutely ridiculous. Every property investor, or the mums and dads that are trying to invest in property to set themselves up for retirement, 99% of the time they get stuck at 2 or 3 properties. That's it. And at the end of the day, you want to build a portfolio. You want to get to the next level. And I guess another one before we go is comparable sales. I want to buy a property that's below market value. If you cannot compare comparable sales in the market, you're buying first kind of property that's within a land release or whatever it is, or off the plan unit, you can't really judge where the comparable sales are at and what it's worth. So it's almost impossible to pick it up below market value. So it's like, we'll just put no below market value. So you're going to be buying a property, you're paying a premium, you're going to buy it at market value, probably more than market value, paying more than what it's worth, and you're going to have to wait a very long period of time before it starts to take off, depending on what market cycle you're buying in. But I buy properties that are established. Say instead of buying a property that's $500,000 off the plan, you buy a property that's $350,000 that rents out for $400,000, $450,000 in a metro area. I want to pick it up 30 to 40, 50,000, maybe more below comparable sales. That way I'm making money by buying it, and I'm not waiting and for the growth to happen. What I've learned with building my portfolio, it's how you buy the property. There's an amazing deal out there that's an urgent sales, bank repo, whatever it is, you can pick it up 40 grand below what it's worth, then you're making 40,000 instantly by buying it. So, hope this video's helped. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next video. Bye.